Bill is a native of Emporia and a member of the St. Paul's Episcopal Church. When I met Bill, he was serving as the first information officer for the Bureau of STD/AIDS at the Virginia Department of Health. Prior to his time with the state, Bill served as development director for the Free Clinic, and this was during the height of the AIDS crisis. It was during this time that, among many things, Bill brought the NAMES Project, the AIDS Memorial Quilt, to the Richmond Gay Pride Festival. Bill subsequently spent a successful career at the American Red Cross. For the past 3 years, he has served as the executive director of Diversity Richmond, formerly the Richmond Gay Community Foundation. And during his tenure with Diversity Richmond and under his stewardship, the organization has contributed hundreds of thousands of dollars through the funds generated by Diversity Thrift and Diversity Bingo to local nonprofits. Organizations like Free Clinic, the Virginia Center for Inclusive Communities, the Black History Museum, the Virginia Holocaust Museum, Jewish Family Services, and of course ROSMY, to make our community what it is today. Dr. Cornel West says that justice is what love looks like in public. I like that, so I'm going to say it again. Justice is what love looks like in public. And that's Bill Harrison. Through his work in the nonprofit sector for over 30 years, Bill has promoted justice. Justice for the sick, for the poor, for the underserved, and the marginalized. And justice for the lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, gender nonconforming, questioning, and queer community. So what does justice look like? What does that love look like? Anyone who knows Bill can answer that question in 1,000 different ways. I want to share this one. Bill was recently remembering a time in the late 1980s when the AIDS epidemic was raging. It was a very different time and we were a very different city. Men in our community, friends and strangers, were dying of AIDS without adequate resources or support. Bill described how he and others would go and buy food and deliver arms full of groceries to these dying men so they could eat, and as importantly, they could know that someone cared. That's what justice looks like. That's what love looks like in public. It is that same courage and selflessness that has defined Bill's service to our community. It has made him a role model for LGBTQ youth, and through both his commitment to service and his unflagging efforts to push for equality, he has made our community safer and more welcoming for LGBTQ youth. So for his tireless efforts and years of commitment to bring about meaningful change for all in the LGBT community, for showing us what love looks like in public, it is my honor to present the ROSMY 2015 Catalyst Award for an individual to Bill Harrison.
I had been working on my remarks for several weeks, and I am completely speechless at this moment. I fell in love with ROSMY, like many of you in this room did about 24 years ago, when John Kahn introduced his vision for this organization, and it was love at first sight because I remembered, as many of us did, what it was like back in the day. I was very fortunate. I was outed to my family, and my parents and my sister never left my side for one moment. But we know that that is not the case quite often. And that's one of the ways that ROSMY comes into play. That hotline that they have, that at any time a young person can dial that toll-free number and they can talk to an adult on the other end of the phone who understands and who can reassure them and help them see the light at the end of the tunnel. And then, our world has changed a lot, but it has not changed nearly enough because our children are still being bullied and mistreated, especially transgender kids. And for some reason, some teachers and school systems want to turn their backs on this because they are LGBT children, and ROSMY's out there training teachers and holding their school systems accountable. So why I did not have, a lot of us did not have a ROSMY when we were growing up. I know for the past 24 years, I have had a ROSMY to help me stay grounded and see new ways of loving and supporting and caring and helping me continue to see the light at the end of my tunnel. I don't know whether it's because of the age I reached or the things in my life that are going on, but I look back and I'm a very blessed man. And ROSMY has been a huge part of that blessing. Thank you so much. Thank you.